I think it's very difficult to talk about it globally, right? Dima mentioned about Walmart announcing their results today. I think they announced on the ad business about 35 or 36% growth year over year. Right? For companies like that, I don't think they are anywhere close to their ceiling. Right? For other companies, that may be a different story. So there are. I think we need to go back to kind of various elements. One is what we discussed about earlier about this notion of fragmented markets, right? Which means that there is actually a limit. There's probably a limit of in terms of growth that you can achieve based on the market size itself, right? Some people are bouncing around the number of about 10% of your GMV being essentially kind of a good target amount for your ad revenue, right? I believe on my side that it's probably underestimated, right? But that kind of depends a little bit on two things. It depends on one side of how many large advertisers do you have? Because the large advertisers tend to spend a smaller portion of their GMV, right? Versus marketplace tend to spend a lot more. So that's kind of certainly a crucial element there. So net, the way I see things going is that the market overall will keep growing. I think we are still at the start of the market. Now, when you look at specific retailer, right, then you have to ask yourself the question is, what is your limit based on the size of your providers, based on the number of brands that you carry, and based obviously on your traffic.
Mm-hmm. So, Dima, I'm going to, delve a little bit deeper into, ad spend. And, I just want to pick up from what Bruno said and want to ask you something more pointed around the CTV ad spend that's being added to the whole retail media arsenal, right? How do you think the connected TV ad spend can be used for more relevant and meaningful messaging?
So I think the simple answer there is it's all about performance. And so maybe just to talk a little bit about what Bruno mentioned just a moment ago, I think there are lots of gotchas for retail media networks that actually may just push them out of existence. And we're actually seeing some examples of it. One of them, for example, is just a failure to collect enough first-party data. It goes without saying that, if you don't, you probably can run ads. So, for example, you take search, Google run lots of ads without possibly knowing the person, just knowing the query, though probably not correct in a lot of cases. But in any event, the promise there is that just a query is enough to show an ad. I think in case we are talking about a site, you really need to have first-party data to facilitate any meaningful ad targeting, reporting optimization, and whatnot. And so I think this first-party data is actually key going forward, especially in the era of privacy, to not only knowing the customer and being relevant for them, but also in targeting external channels like CTV. And my favorite example that I actually got myself, and I was presenting it several times, so maybe just to reinforce it, I was shopping for dog food, and then I turn on my brand new Samsung TV, and at the very top, so even before I actually go into any apps, inside the homepage, I'm seeing an ad from the retailer who actually sold me the dog food. And so that ad was from the retailer themselves. It may have been as well from a brand that was selling dog food, or actually any other dog product. And so this is how I was thinking, wow, it must have been that there is a connection. And indeed, I logged into the retailer, with the same Gmail handle as I set up my Samsung TV. And so this is how they actually got connected. When we're talking about retargeting, and retargeting obviously in the past was a big topic. Criteo, my favorite company that I worked for 3 years, was a pioneer and did beautifully in retargeting. So now everybody's thinking retargeting is dead. It's dead in a way it was originally conceived, where it was based on third-party cookies and tracking through the cookies. But where I think it is not dead at all is when you have first-party data and you're able to connect it. And so I think there will be a lot more advertising that is going to be sold, be it on Facebook, which is a walled garden that actually has a lot of emails, or on CTV, where the connectivity is going to be established through, let's say, hashed emails and through first-party data, and that's going to work beautifully. And this is what we're seeing happening already. I think this is great, because this is an opportunity to really leverage first-party data to show relevant ads to customers. And by the way, maybe another thought just on that. I was talking to someone, and the interesting idea there is that all of a sudden, all the providers of, all the manufacturers of TVs, right, and hardware, they actually have a claim to fame, because this is Samsung actually showing an ad. And actually, another thing that is interesting is that once you go inside the app on that TV, you actually may be subscribing to an ad-free experience, let's say like on Hulu, and then you're actually non-penetrable as far as ads are concerned. And so I think it's almost the only time and place where you can catch that customer who is watching TV for the next 2 hours is on the home screen. And this is the appeal.